Welcome back to 10 Binge. If you're like me, you've probably spent way too much time scrolling through Netflix trying to find something actually worth watching. Well, good news! I've done the digging for you. Today, I'm sharing my top 10 best movies available on Netflix right now, and yes, these are the ones that are totally worth your time in 2025 so far. For number 10, I, Hostage, and it's a tense one. It's got a 5.7 out of 10 rating, and while it's not perfect, the fact that it's based on a true story makes it really gripping. The whole thing goes down in an Apple store right in the center of Amsterdam, one guy with a gun, and the police trying to keep things from spiraling out of control. It's a high-stakes standoff where every move matters, and you can feel the tension through every scene. Even with its flaws, the show does a great job capturing the pressure and urgency of the situation. The pacing is sharp, and the realism really pulls you in, especially knowing this actually happened. If you're into true crime dramas or real-life inspired thrillers, I, Hostage might be worth a shot. It's not a long watch, and it keeps you thinking about how fragile those moments can be. Moving to number 9. Havoc, and it's gritty from start to finish, with a 5.8 out of 10 rating. And while it's not winning any awards, it delivers on raw action and chaos. The story kicks off with a drug deal that goes sideways, and from there, it's non-stop mayhem. A battered detective has to claw his way through the city's criminal underbelly to save a politician's missing son. But of course, nothing's ever simple. He ends up uncovering this messy tangle of corruption that's way bigger than he expected. While the plot isn't anything new, the action scenes are brutal in the best way, and the vibe is dark, dirty, and intense. It's less about clever twists and more about surviving the next punch. If you're in the mood for something rough around the edges with lots of fights and a brooding lead, Havoc might be right up your alley. Now, number 8. Exterritorial, and it's one of those thrillers that pulls you in with its tension. It's sitting at a 5.8 out of 10 rating. Not the highest, but it definitely has its moments. The plot centers on a soldier whose young son disappears inside a US consulate. Instead of walking away, she stays put, illegally, and starts digging on her own. What starts as a desperate search quickly turns into something way bigger, with a web of secrets and conspiracies that catch her right in the middle. The suspense really builds well, especially in the early episodes. The show may not be flawless, but it keeps you wondering what's really going on behind those locked doors. If you're into slow burn mysteries with a determined lead and a few unexpected twists, Exterritorial might be worth checking out. For number 7, The Electric State, and it's an interesting one, which got a 5.9 out of 10 rating, so opinions are kind of mixed, but there's definitely something cool about its world. The story follows a teenage girl traveling through a post-apocalyptic landscape with this strange robot by her side. She's on a mission to track down her missing brother, and along the way, she ends up joining forces with a smuggler and his sarcastic sidekick. It's got that road trip vibe, but with weird tech, broken cities, and a lot of heart underneath the chaos. The visuals are the real standout. Some of the scenes look straight out of concept art, but the pacing can be a bit uneven. Still, the connection between the girl and the robot gives the story a soul. If you're into slightly offbeat sci-fi with emotion and a touch of adventure, The Electric State might be your thing. Give it a shot and see what you think. Next up, number 6. Back in Action, and honestly, it's a fun throwback to the classic spy action formula. It's rocking a 5.9 out of 10 rating. Not amazing, but it knows what it is and leans into it. The show kicks off when two ex-CIA agents, Emily and Matt, suddenly have their covers blown. Just like that, they're dragged back into the dangerous world they left behind, filled with old enemies, high-stakes missions, and some seriously tense moments. There's action, banter, and that whole "we shouldn't still be doing this, but here we are" energy. The chemistry between the leads makes it work, even when the plot feels a bit predictable. It's not breaking any new ground, but it's got enough charm and tension to keep you watching. If you're into spy thrillers with a bit of humor and some solid action scenes, Back in Action might be worth checking out for a weekend binge. Moving to number 5. Ad Vitam, it's a slow burn, but it keeps you curious the whole time. It's rated 5.9 out of 10 as well, which feels fair depending on what you're looking for, but it definitely has its moments. The story kicks off fast, Frank Lazareff survives an attempt on his life, and right after that, his wife Leo gets kidnapped by some unknown armed group. He starts digging to get her back, but things get messy real quick. Secrets from his past bubble up, and before he knows it, he's caught in this massive political mess way bigger than he ever expected. The tension builds nicely, and while it's not action-packed every second, the atmosphere and mystery are what keep it going. It's less about guns blazing and more about paranoia, secrets, and the feeling that no one can be trusted. If you're into thrillers that feel like a puzzle unfolding piece by piece, Ad Vitam might be worth the watch. Coming up next, number 4. Revelations, and it's got this intense emotional pull that sneaks up on you. It's sitting at a 6 out of 10 rating. Not that perfect, but it definitely brings something different to the table. The plot follows a pastor and a detective both chasing the same missing person case, but for very different reasons. The pastor's son has been taken, and after a chilling divine vision, he becomes convinced he knows who did it. What follows is this dark, gripping journey where faith, justice, and obsession all collide. How raw and grounded the performances feel, especially from the actor playing the pastor, like he's really living through the grief and desperation. The pacing's a bit slow in parts, but the emotional weight and suspense carry it through. If you're in the mood for a crime drama with a twist of the spiritual and psychological, Revelations might just hit the spot. Now, number 3. Bullet Train Explosion. And yeah, it's got that classic high-stakes tension. It's rated 6.3 out of 10 rating. And to be honest, if you're into thrillers with a ticking clock kind of vibe, it delivers just enough to keep you hooked. The setup is pretty wild. A group plants bombs on a Japanese bullet train and threatens to blow it up unless the government coughs up a huge ransom. So it quickly turns into a race against time, with authorities scrambling, passengers panicking, and everything on the verge of chaos. The suspense feels real, especially when the camera sticks close to the action. You can feel the pressure building with each stop the train doesn't make. It's not super deep story-wise, but it's tight, fast-paced, and gets the job done. If you're down for something tense with a solid dose of adrenaline, Bullet Train Explosion is worth a go. As for number 2, Den of Thieves Pantera, and it's got that gritty, no-nonsense energy you'd expect. It's sitting at a 6.3 out of 10 rating as well. And while it's not reinventing anything, it packs in some solid heist action fun. This time, Big Nick takes his hunt overseas to Europe, locking in on Donnie, who's knee-deep in the high-stakes world of diamond thieves. The tension cranks up fast when Donnie gets mixed up with the Panther Mafia, and together they're aiming for the biggest score yet, a hit on the world's largest diamond exchange. The film keeps the cat-and-mouse dynamic alive without overcomplicating things. The heist scenes hit hard, and the European setting gives it a fresh twist compared to the original. If you like the first Den of Thieves or just enjoy a good heist with bullets flying and loyalty in question, this one's worth a watch. And finally, number 1 on the list, The Life List, and I didn't expect it to hit as nicely as it did. It's got a 6.8 out of 10 rating, and while it leans more into the feel-good zone, there's some emotional depth packed in too. The story follows a woman who stumbles back into her childhood goals. Yep, those dreams we all used to scribble down once upon a time, and she decides to actually chase them. But instead of things going the way she planned, life throws her down a bunch of unexpected paths that end up changing her more than she thought. How relatable it felt, like watching someone sort through the what-ifs we all carry. It's got charm, a bit of humor, and a message that kind of sneaks up on you. If you're in the mood for something that's part soul-searching, part heartwarming with a few surprises along the way, this one's a nice little pick. Let me know in the comments which of these you've already seen, or if you've got a hidden gem I totally missed. I'm always looking for more stuff to watch. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out my new crime thriller TV series of 2025 video for more exciting recommendations. Thanks for watching, and happy streaming!